This is exactly what Cavs fans wanted to hear, confirming a lot of the culture talk that we've been talking about throughout the offseason. One of the players just confirmed how strong the culture just is as we approach the 25-26 season. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cavs Digest. I'm your host for today, Darayus Sethna. So before we get started today, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Cavs Digest YouTube channel. Matt and I have been posting a lot, especially on Matt's end. He's been doing a great job, so happy I can contribute here to the show as well. And we have a lot to break down today in terms of the Cavs culture. That's really the key word for today's video. And I mentioned a certain player kind of confirmed what both Matt and I have really been harping on throughout the offseason. And that player was Max Strus, the Cavs swingman and sharpshooter, talking about that, quote, a championship is still on the horizon for his team. Now, Max Strus, obviously we know, one of the premier shooters on the Cavs. You could argue probably their best shooter when it comes to kind of the core of this team. This past season, only played in 50 games, missed the first 30-odd games or so due to some ankle issues, but came back in the middle of December and really didn't skip a beat. 50 games, like I said, 9.5 points per game, 44% from the field, 38% from three. Those two percentage numbers, the big ones that stick out to me in terms of the efficiency. Then also was able to do some things on the glass, 4 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game for Strus as well. So kind of in that sense like a DeAndre Hunter almost. I talked about this about a month ago. Kind of can be that player. You can put him in different positions. You know he has that ability to shoot from anywhere on the court, and that just is what makes him dangerous and a great role player on this Cleveland Cavaliers squad. Now, Strus was back in Northeast Ohio. This is some footage from News 5, one of the local affiliates here in Cleveland, covering Strus, who was at the Cavs facility hosting a youth basketball camp. So, and this is what a lot of players, not only on the Cavs, but throughout the NBA, like to do, especially during the offseason, giving back to their community, to have some teammates and coaches involved, and that was the case here as well. Larry Nance Jr., who's back on the Cavs, also attended the camp to help out, as well as head coach Kenny Atkinson. So this was a big deal. Had the chance to connect with some youth in the Northeast Ohio area, as well as have Larry Nance Jr. and Kenny Atkinson along for the ride. So just a fun community event for the kids. But this is also the chance where Strus talked to the media and talked about the offseason process so far, his thoughts on what's been going on, and how that will affect the team heading into next year. So let's get into some of these quotes here, because these were big. So Strus talking to the media this past weekend at his camp. It's my third year here, but a lot of these guys have been around, so it's not like we need the team bonding. We're all pretty close and have that going for us already, and that's huge because how many times do we hear whether it's on our media platforms or whatever media platforms, that word chemistry floats around like wildfire, right? And it takes, sometimes for a lot of teams, it takes time during the season to create that chemistry. They have to play games. They have to go through practices. And, that could affect the team in a negative way in terms of their record because it will take time. I mean, look at a team like the New York Knicks. It took Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns time to really mesh on the court. Look at the Indiana Pacers last year. They had a slow start to the season, but they were able to kind of right the ship, get that chemistry right. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case for the Cavs, and they've already built that strong bond in the offseason. And we know Larry Nance Jr., right, has been on the Cavs before, knows the culture inside and out, has a lot of connections in the Northeast Ohio area, especially with his dad playing on the Cavs way back when as well. So, this isn't a huge surprise for me. That just shows that the Cavs culture truly has taken effect, whether old players or new. This is something that I think is really big for the team moving forward, and Max Strus really confirmed this. Another quote that Strus gave to the media this past weekend is just how prepared everybody seems to be as well. It kind of stuck out that everybody's in shape already. It seems like everybody's pretty locked in on making themselves better. And then when we finally got together as a team, it seems like everybody's locked in and wants bigger and better things. So, once again, that championship drive is there. The pieces are in place, and it really is not only showing from a roster perspective, but it's also showing, from a chemistry perspective and a preparedness perspective as well. Larry Nance Jr., really the conductor of this, if you will, based on what Strus has been talking about. Came to Cleveland, came back to Cleveland sometime in early July via free agency. So he's back, to be with his roots, back with the team that, he grew up rooting for, his dad played for. So I think he's really that culture builder. If there's someone who really emulates Cavs culture, it is Larry Nance Jr. And he really is the premier example of what so many of these guys, Koby Altman, Kenny Atkinson, Donovan Mitchell, when they talk Cavs basketball, Larry Nance Jr. just exemplifies that. He represents that. And I think that just shows why the culture is so strong here. So ultimately, when we look at someone like Larry Nance Jr., kind of playing a more veteran role now on this team, but he's ready to work. He's ready to go. He's ready to, lean his shoulder on guys, or put his arm around guys like Darius Garland, like Donovan Mitchell, especially some of these younger guys as well. Evan Mobley, can he help Evan Mobley kind of ascend to that next level? We've seen even Evan Mobley put a lot of progress in this offseason. Talked about it last week, about Evan Mobley getting in the weight room. We saw pictures of him, I think it was on the beach, but muscled up, ready to go. So this is huge, and I'm really excited to see how some of these new additions, especially Larry Nance Jr., can continue to elevate that culture, that Cavs culture that we've been talking about for some time now. But this is big because it really does confirm, Matt's been talking about some of the moves the Cavs have made and what that can mean for the team. I've been really harping about the culture, the foundation being in place. And this shows that a lot of these players, old and new, have bought into that foundation. And so, kind of my last point here, if you will, Strus, this is what I kind of took away from Max Strus' interview, and this is something that the article itself briefly mentioned as well. The Cavs they've been a tale of two teams for the last couple of regular seasons, right? They're a team that is dominating opponents, playing quality basketball during the regular season, building the chemistry, exciting the fans, right? But then when the playoffs come, they seem to just kind of wear down and don't play that style of basketball that we're accustomed to in the regular season, and it just kind of falls apart. The Cavs right now are defined as a regular season team. They have not proven to us yet that they can take that step in the playoffs. I think the best performance we saw from the Cavs in this past postseason, or in postseasons past, was that sweep of the Miami Heat where they just dominated. But again, the Miami Heat were a play-in team, fought their way to get to that 8th seed, that final spot in the playoffs. So that series, let's be honest, was over before it even started. So to me, can the Cavs overcome this narrative that they are a team of two seasons? And I think that is ultimately what is going to be the difference. But it looks like from a chemistry standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, the team is set. We are ready to go. I don't really want to be hearing any more, LeBron James rumors or any more blockbuster trades, because Max Strus confirmed for us this weekend that the chemistry is there. The pieces are in place. This team is hungry. This team is prepared. And I think that last word is super important, prepared. Or can the Cavs be prepared for those hostile environments, for that adversity that comes with getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, getting to the NBA Finals, and ultimately winning the NBA championship? We'll see, but this was a big article. Max Strus, someone who's going to have a key role on this team, not only this season, but hopefully for years to come, confirming that this team is ready, this team is growing, this team is ultimately kind of creating that family atmosphere along with the culture that Kenny Atkinson has instilled. This is big, and I'm really excited to see where this momentum can take the Cavs as we head into the regular season in a couple of months. Well, that's all I've got here on Cavs Digest, but what are your thoughts on Strus's comments? Do you feel the Cavs need to make another move? Do you think the culture, does this confirms that the culture is in place and they don't need to make any more moves? Let me know in the comments below because I want to hear what you have to say. So again, make sure you like this video and subscribe to that Cavs Digest YouTube channel. Always love hearing your thoughts and getting your engagement here on the show. And until next time, I'll see you again for another episode of Cavs Digest. Thanks so much, everybody.